Dear friends, we are going to start the immunity. Immunity means the ability of organism to fight against the diseases is called the immunity. We have seen the immunity, immune response as well as the immunology. What is the meaning of immunology? Study of immune system, study of antigen and study of immunity. It's called the immunology. Here the immunity means the ability of organism to fight against the diseases is called the immunity. There are the two different types, you know that. Innate immunity and acquired immunity. In innate immunity, what happens? That is, by birth, when the immunity is present by birth, here then it is called the innate immunity. It is specific. This immunity is specific. Then which are the different characters of that innate immunity? Our body, it fights against that microorganisms. You know that the microorganism means the organisms which we cannot see with our naked eyes is called the microorganisms. The microorganisms are present in air as well as in the soil as well as in the water. Everywhere microorganisms are present. Some of that microorganisms may be harmful to our body, or some of that microorganisms they are useful to our body. But when such microorganisms they are harmful to our body or which causes the diseases is called the pathogen. That is the microorganism which causes the diseases to the human body or the animal is called the pathogen. So to fight against that pathogen, here such immune system it do the work. So at which level our body fight against that microorganism? The first level is anatomical level. Anatomical level, that is at a tissue level, here our immune system fight against that diseases, or it fight against that microorganism, or it fight against that pathogen. For example, our skin, it fight against that pathogen. How it fight against that pathogen? You know that the skin, it is acidic in nature, and this acidic nature of the skin, it captures that pathogen and it wash out the pathogen. As well as the mucous membrane or the mucus which is present in our respiratory system, which is present in our reproductive system. This mucus, it traps the microorganism and it washes out. That is, as soon as microorganism enter in our body, it traps such microorganism and wash out from that our body. So at an anatomical level, the immune system it fight as like this. Then second one, physiological level. Physiological. You know that the physiology, that is the pH of blood, temperature of body, some enzymes which is secreted in our body. It may change during that fighting. pH, generally the pH of our body is near about 7.4, but it changes when the pathogen enters in our body. As well as the temperature of our body, it also changes. You know that the temperature of our body, it is near about 37 degrees Celsius. But when such pathogen, it invade our body or it enters in our body, our immune system changes the temperature of our body. This temperature, it is useful to kill that microorganism. Then enzymes may be secreted. That is, you know that the liver or in stomach, the stomach secretes HCl. HCl, it is very useful to kill the microorganism. When you eat the stale food, then the number of pathogens are present or number of microorganisms are present on that food material. So such microorganism, when it enter along with that food material, along that water, here your immune system or the stomach secrete more amount of HCl. And due to the secretion of HCl, the microorganisms may kill. Okay. Then third level is at a phagocytic level. Phagocytosis means to engulf microorganisms. Which microorganism or which cells are present in our immune system? You know that you have seen in 11th standard, that is the areolar connective tissue. These are the areolar connective tissue. This is the white fibers, as well as these are the macrophages, and these macrophages, it engulf the microorganism or the pathogen which enter in your body. So they are phagocytic in nature. Phagocytosis means to engulf the microorganism. Phagocytosis means to eat up the microorganism. So as like this, whenever the microorganism attack on your body, it may kill, or due to that phagocytic tissue, it may kill or it kills. Then fourth one is inflammation. Generally, such inflammation is occurred in an allergic condition. Which are the characteristics of the inflammation? The redness, swelling, pains, temperature, and persistence may produces during the inflammation. That is, during inflammation or during allergic condition, that is the whenever the spores enters in your respiratory system, the nasal cavity, it gets swells, it becomes red in color, and it shows the pains or there is a disturbances in a respiratory system. As well as some spot or the reddish colored spots are produced on your skin due to some allergic condition or due to some viruses. Here the inflammation may be produced. So how it work, this inflammation, or how that microorganisms may kill by that immune system. Look at here. When such microorganism enter in your body, suppose this is the microorganism or the pathogen, and or the allergic spores produced or the present in the plant, when they enter or when they fall on your skin, suppose this is the pollen grain and it fall on your skin, or some insect may bite to your skin, here the injury takes place. You know that whenever there is an injury, the histamine and the heparin is secreted. Which enzyme? Histamine. Histamine and heparin enzyme is secreted. Histamine and heparin enzyme, it works as like this. It is an anticoagulant and it dilates the blood vessels. It dilates the blood vessels and it is an anticoagulant. Due to the anticoagulation, in the dilation of the blood vessel, the blood supply flows towards the injured part. That's why here the redness is occurred. Why the redness is occurred? By providing the blood supply toward the injured part, the blood capillaries, it may dilate, as well as it having the anticoagulant chemicals as like the histamine and the heparin. And that's why here the redness is occurred. Then why the swelling is appeared in such cases? Why the swelling is appeared? Because here to heal that injury, the cell which are present here, it may enters into the interphase. You know the cell cycle. During the cell cycle, first step is the cell enters into the interphase, that is the swelling of the interphase, or the cell enlarges in size. Due to the enlarging the size of the cell, here swelling may take place. Then why the pains are created during that inflammation? Because due to the enlargement of that cell, or the cell when it enters into the interface, cell enlarges in size, the pressure is created to the neighboring cell. This pressure is created on that neighboring cell, and that's why you feel the pains. Then the temperature is also occurred here. The temperature, you may feel the temperature for that region, because here during cell cycle, to produce the new cell, to heal that injury, the cell enters into the cell cycle and it requires the heat, or it produces the heat, and it is termed as the temperature. Temperature is very essential to cure the or to heal that injury, but whenever it rises above a critical level, then it may dangerous to the brain cells. So you have to take the medicine for the to cure that temperature, or you have to go towards the doctor and take the medicine for the temperature. Then the pus cells are produced during that inflammation. What is the meaning of that pus cells? Pus cells means the pathogens which are present in that injury, or the pathogen which are present in that injury, as well as white blood cells and the dead cells, they are present in the pus cells. So during inflammation, such pus cells, it ooze out from that cell or from that part. So these are the different characteristics for the innate immune system. And this innate immune system, it is present by birth. That's why it is called the innate immune system. So which are the different characters? Anatomical character, physiological character, phagocytic character, and the inflammation. Anatomical, you should remember that anatomical means the skin and the mucus. Skin may trap the microorganism, skin may trap the pathogen, and then it wash out. Mucus also traps the microorganism and then it wash out, or it may kills. Physiological, the pH of temperature, pH, temperature and enzymes which are secreted in our body, it may changes. That is the physiological changes takes place, and the pathogens are killed. Phagocytosis means the pathogen is engulfed by the tissue which are present in our body. Which are the different tissues? Macrophages, like a macrophages, as well as the blood cells, blood corpuscles are present, which are phagocytic in nature. Inflammations, which are the different characters of the inflammation? This inflammation may occur during the allergic condition, especially during the allergic condition, and histamine and the heparin may secreted during that allergic condition. So here which are the different characters? Redness, swelling, pains, temperature and pus cells. These are the different characters for inflammation. Then the another immune system, type of immune, is the acquired immune system. Which are the different characters of that acquired immune system? Acquired means adaptive. After the birth. That's why it is called the acquired immune system. Which are the different characters of that acquired immune system? First is, it is a non-specific. That is, it can recognize all type of microorganisms, as well as it shows the diversity. It recognizes the various type of microorganism, various type of pathogen. Not only the specific type of pathogen, not only the one type of pathogen, it recognizes all type of the pathogen. That's why it is called, that's why the character is called as the diversity. Then the third one is, it shows the discrimination. Discrimination means it can differentiate own pathogen and the foreign pathogen. Own pathogen means the pathogen which are useful and which may present in our body, this is called as the own pathogen. And the pathogen which come out from that body and it may causes the diseases, such pathogen is called as the foreign pathogen. So this immunity can recognize the own pathogen and the foreign pathogen. Then the another one is, it has a memory cells. It may produces the memory cells. What is the meaning of memory cells? Memory cell means when during first attack the the pathogen enter in our body, then our immune system produces the antibodies. That is, the pathogen when enters in your body, your immune system produces antibody. But it requires a long period, and during that period you may feel some symptoms and you may be cured. But during second encounter, or whenever after some days, when such pathogen enter in your body, as soon as it enter in your body, your immune system produces antibodies. That is, it recognize such type of microorganism or such type of pathogen. They came those days and we had produced such type of antibodies. So as soon as it enters in your body, it produces antibodies. And this is called the memory cells. That is, it has the memory, it recognizes and it retains its memory. Okay. So there are the two different types. Which are these two different types? Active and passive. What is the meaning of active immune system? Active acquired immune system. Active means the individual or the person or the patient, it may produces the antibody in its own body. In its own body. Or the patient is able to produce the antibodies in its own body is called the active immune system. Okay. Then, in that active immune system, there are the two different types. Which are these two types? Natural and artificial. Natural means when the infection is natural or the infection is done by the natural process, by the air, by drinking the water, by eating the food material. So the infection when takes place by the natural method, then when your body produces the antibodies in your own body, then it is called the natural active acquired immune system. Natural infection takes place, but antibodies are produced in their own body after the birth. That's why acquired immune system. Do you get my point? Okay. Then artificial immune system. Artificial means when the pathogen, when the body cannot produce the antibody, though here the infection or the natural infection takes place. Or we cannot wait for the natural infection because it is very dangerous. When we wait for that natural infection, it is made dangerous. There may be the death may be occurred. That's why here the vaccination should be taken. Vaccination means the heat killed dead pathogen or the deadly toxin material is called the vaccination. So the deadly toxin material or the deadly pathogens, heat killed pathogen, it is penetrate into our body by the injection, as like a hepatitis, as like a tuberculosis, as well as the poliovirus. Here, through that vaccination, the microbes, pathogens, they are penetrated in our body. Then this pathogen or this vaccine, it stimulates our immune system and antibodies are produced in the organism. That's why it is called the artificial active acquired immune system. Artificially, that is the vaccination. Due to the vaccination, our immune system is stimulated. Due to the stimulation, our body produces the antibody, and it is after the birth. That's why it is called the acquired. Okay. Then passive immune system. In that passive immune system, when the organism cannot produce the antibody in its own body, the person is not able to produce the antibody. That's why it is called the passive. The person is the dull to produce the antibodies. That's why it is called the passive immune system. What happens here? In passive immune system, there are the again two types as like that active immune system. Look at here. The natural and artificial. Natural, during natural infection, that is the person is not able to produce the antibody. That's why the antibody has to introduce into the patient from other organism. Naturally, from mother to her child or fetus, to her child or the fetus, through a placenta, or through colostrum. Through colostrum or through the placenta, the antibodies are transferred from mother to child. That's why it is called the natural passive, because the patient is the dull, patient cannot produce the antibodies. That's why it is called the passive. And after the birth, that's why it is called the acquired. In type of that artificial, here the antibodies are transferred into the patient's body through a injection. This is the patient. Through that injection, the antibodies are transferred. Through that injection, here the antibodies are transferred. Here the active, artificial. Through that injection, the antibodies are transferred to that patient because the patient is not able to produce the antibody. So the antibodies are produced in the organisms like horse, in case of tetanus, in case of rabies. Such antibodies are produced in case of horse, and such antibodies are collected from that organism and then they are injected to the horse. So these are the different types of the acquired immune system. There are the two types of the acquired immune system: active, passive. Active means the patient is not able to produce the antibody. Passive means the patient is not able to produce the antibody, and active means the patient is able to produce the antibody. Again, there are the two types: natural, artificial. Again, here there are two types: natural and artificial. So today's homework is draw a flow chart for the immunity, types of immunity.